So this next one, okay, so you guys can see right here. All right, next one up. Research suggests that watching steroid related content makes you 3.6 times more likely to develop body dysmorphia. What you watch shapes you What you watch shapes how you feel about your body. Studies show that young men who regularly view steroid related content on social media are 3.6 times more likely to develop muscle dysmorphia, a condition where you obsessively believe you're not muscular enough, even if you are. This isn't just about fitness, it's about mental health. Be mindful of the content you consume, it matters more than you think. 100%. 110 freaking percent, man. And we did a show about this. We did a show about this last week, and we talked about the dark side of the fitness industry, how it once was majority, about encouraging people and getting in the best shape of your life or just living a healthier lifestyle overall. Um, and of course, you had the bodybuilding lane sector of it. There was always that sector, but now it's because of social media, it's been amplified. And now it's the fitness industry, as I said before, has really become just an industry of vanity. It's not really about helping people become better anymore. Or, yeah, you still have that, don't get me wrong. But now when it comes to social media, man, it's about the aesthetic. It's about vanity. It's about being obsessed with how you look and six pack abs and 3% body fat and girls with BBLs, pretending like they actually worked for their body. This is what the game has turned into. And I've seen it from when I first got into the fitness industry 10 years ago up until now. Um, and if you guys don't know that are watching, I am a fitness trainer. I've been training for about 10 years now. Um, I've worked with hotels such as the Four Seasons, partnered with the West Hollywood Edition in LA. I've been able to train people in the entertainment industry. So been around for a while. I've seen things. I've been on my own tours, my own fitness tours, different cities like that. So I've been around a little bit, man, and I've seen just how much fitness has changed and basically just the evolution of where it's gone to. And honestly, I don't really like it. I don't really like it at all. I um i just don't like what it's doing to people's self-esteem, especially people that are trying to change their life and their body, and they're seeing guys that have unrealistic bodies online, right? It's very similar to watching pornography. um this is how you excuse me, this is how you rot your brain, you know watching something that isn't real, and you think this is actually how somebody is supposed to live life, and that couldn't be further from the truth, man. You're watching a body that's not realistic in any capacity. It's if you're a woman looking at a girl that's has a crazy looking booty, that shit is bought and paid for. She was probably a former stripper, which I talked about before. Watch out for a lot of these women that are trying to sell you on them being trainers when a lot of them were just former, ladies of the night or strippers now transitioning. A lot of them pivot out of that industry and they go to fitness. Trust me, I train a lot of them. it's it's very common. A lot of them will rebrand and go into the fitness industry after they get burnt out in the nightlife, or they get burnt out in the sex industry. They'll pivot to fitness because it's the most I don't want to say easy, but it's more convenient. I already have a nice butt. Let me go ahead and sell it for money without having anybody. you know the rest. Anyway, this is a family show, kind of. And then for the men, right? We're looking at all these brolic big dudes that have these. crazy skin tight bodies and shredded abs and veins everywhere. And then we look at us, and you look at yourself, someone that's in fairly good shape, that thinks he's not working hard enough or he's not doing enough. And I've caught myself, sometimes being victim to this. Sometimes you might be scrolling online and you see a guy with a crazy, a crazy body. And you're like, damn, the dude got a nice body, pause. But then you realize it's very easy to tell who's on PEDs, who's using and who's not using. So you can't let yourself get caught up in something, a fairy tale body. You don't see behind the scenes that these guys make content, when they're on their cycle for about 2-3 months out the year. And then the last 9 months out of the year, they're off their cycle and they're in complete misery. They feel like shit, mood swings, no sex drive, they're irritable, they gain weight because they're not on their cycle. So you don't see the dark side of that. And they're not going to promote that to you because obviously they have to show you that, hey, man, this is a body that I work for. And you can get the same body too if you buy my program. So they're always trying to sell you something, man. And I always say, watch out for these guys because a lot of these guys are not real trainers. They're not real coaches, and they can't properly put together a program that is specifically meant for you. It's kind of just these guys really don't have a target audience. They just target guys that kind of just follow them, and everybody's different. This is why I talk to guys that are 30 plus who are trying to get back in shape, who don't want to spend all day in a gym, who felt like they've lost their edge. This is for you guys. This is who I'm speaking to. This is my audience. And I have a plan specifically for you guys, which is why I do online coaching. So if you guys did want to know the secret to not, if you guys are tired of just fad diets and doing keto and intermittent fasting and all this shit, feel like you got to be in a gym for 3 hours a day, and you need a correct way, a more efficient way to get in shape and work out, man, just post a comment down below. Make sure you guys DM me on Instagram. Either one of these Instagrams down here, Winners Diet TV or Project Mac, my main page, and we can hop on a call, man, and get you guys right, man. So I'm tired of all the fluff in the industry. I'm tired of all the BS games that these guys play on you guys because they know you guys are vulnerable and they know you guys really want to get back in shape, man, because some of you guys got families, you want to be around for them. Some of you guys just are tired of just being fat pieces of shit. And I get it, I get it, man. Like it's not fun being out of shape. I've been out of shape before. 2023, probably one of the worst years of my life. I was out of shape. And that shit was not fun, man. It was not fun. I've been out of shape. I've been in shape. And I'll tell you right now, being in shape, I would take being in shape 10 times over and over again than being out of shape. So it's just a different type of energy you carry around, man. And that translates to everyday life, man, to how people look at you, to how you interact with people, and perception is reality, man. So if you can leave a strong impression on people, specifically for, you just taking care of yourself, that could translate into so many different things. That can open up different opportunities for you. You just never know. But a lot of you guys don't even give yourself a shot to even do that. So, so I just say this, man, really limit the time you spend watching that type of content, whether it be guys that are, roided out of their minds and just have a crazy, physique. And I'm not saying everybody that has a six pack is on roids. I'm not saying that, but you can tell, at least I can, who's on roids and who's not on roids. It's very easy to tell at this point. So just watch out for that, man.